Well, welcome back to the Dare to Be Great, Dare to Be You podcast. My name is Shawn Langwell, and I am your host. And we are making our way through a book called Today's the Day: Inspiration, Encouragement, and Wisdom to Overcome Mental Blocks and Live a Happier, More Productive, and Fulfilling Life, One Day at a Time. Yesterday, last episode, we left off on I Am Not an Imposter, and one other section that was a little deep. Brick by brick, greatness requires rehearsal, trust, and willingness to let go. I intentionally stopped there because I want to lead off today's reading of 3 or 4 chapters with to love and be loved. Every human on the face of the planet has an innate need for love and acceptance. So do many animals. We all want to belong to something, to feel included rather than separate from, to belong to the pack, the tribe, the in crowd, the club, a community. Nobody wants to be excluded or worse, ostracized. If we want to feel like we belong, we need to ask ourselves some questions. For example, what can I do? What can I do? What steps can I take to feel like I belong? In other words, what can I do to be more loving to myself and others? We cannot wait for someone to come along out of the blue and whisper, I love you. We must take the initiative for our own well-being. A great place to begin is by practicing random acts of kindness to ourselves and then to others. Start with what you say to yourself, what you think and do. Then expand your kindness outward to how you interact and treat others, especially those different from you. Learning to love and be loved is a very simple inside-out strategy. We do not need to complicate it. Love doesn't care how you love, only that you do and continue to love well. What can you do today to be more loving to yourself and others? How might that help you feel you are worthy of love? We all want to feel like we belong and are accepted as we are. In the last chapter, I mentioned the importance of learning to love ourselves and others as a catalyst to perpetuate a state of belonging and acceptance. Whether we admit it or not, all of us have a deep longing to be loved and accepted, to feel like we belong. What that looks like is a matter of personal preference. It's understandable why. We are conditioned to focus on outcomes, to believe that our worth is defined by our level of productivity and status, the amount of money we make, our zip code, the toys we have, the cars we drive, our looks, our home, our likes and followers and platforms, etc. The list never ends. In this chapter, let's explore further how to create a greater sense of belonging and acceptance, not only for yourself, but toward others. Why is this so important? Several employee satisfaction studies show a greater emphasis is placed on internal measures of success, especially with regard to a sense of belonging and recognition. There are many studies which explore how to improve employee satisfaction, and it's not all about money. According to the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, there are 10 ways to keep employees happy in 2023. 1. Embrace flexibility and autonomy. 2. Provide incentives. 3. Map out growth opportunities. 4. Work toward DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion goals. 5. Offer remote and hybrid work options. 6. Improve communication. 7. Focus on employees' mental health and well-being. 8. Provide training. 9. Make time for socialization. And 10. Implement employee feedback. The goal for astute leaders will be to create a sense of belonging for all if they aren't already doing so. To accomplish this, leaders must promote and adapt their organizational culture to be more inclusive. For current and future organizations to thrive and attract top talent will likely require some internal cultural shifts. More specifically, they will need to promote, encourage, and embrace a culture which shows all are welcome. To create this for ourselves and or the organizations we lead means we need to be crystal clear about what we want and what purpose we or the organization serve. That will differ among every person or group. But once those questions are answered, it will create a unity and cohesive mission where individuals in the collective community will have the opportunity to collaborate and serve a purpose far greater than individual or corporate self-serving interests and desires. The real question and challenge is this: what are you doing personally or as a leader to create a more welcoming and inclusive culture? And why would you want to? Make your bed and take out the trash. Anyone else have parents who are always on your case to clean up after yourselves or do chores? Me too. What about those of us who are parents? We probably had to give or bark the same instructions to our own kids, especially teenagers. Commands such as make your bed, clean the bathroom, or take out the trash. And just like when we were kids, as adults, there are things we must do that aren't always fun, such as cooking, cleaning, working, or paying bills. These are basic responsibilities and part of what it takes to survive as an adult. But what about other things that we know we should do or want to pursue, but don't for a myriad of reasons, most of which are likely rooted in some type of fear or laziness? For example, taxes, looking for a better job, writing a book, or exercise. What's in our way? Why do we continue to procrastinate? How does it feel when we don't do the things we should do or do the things we shouldn't? Not very good, right? Here's a simple process anyone can use to break their procrastination habits so they can begin to feel happier and more productive. The first step is to increase your awareness of what you do and how you feel when you procrastinate. Look for patterns. Pay attention to unresolved problems or unfulfilled ambitions you have and how you typically respond to them. Watch for procrastination, denial, blame, avoidance, shame, guilt, fear. The second step is life-changing. Do something. Into action/practice, get busy with it. Choose one area, one skill, attitude, or belief that's been bugging you or that you've been procrastinating over, and make a decision to do something about it as soon as you finish reading or listening to this chapter. It can be anything. Make your bed, take out the trash, start a load of laundry, anything. The key is not to just think about it, but to actually do it. Decide what it is, then make a plan, write it down, set a date, and get started. That's how it's done. Easy, right? Chop wood, carry water. Let's take the process we started in the last chapter and go deeper. How is chopping wood and carrying water deeper than making your bed or taking out the trash? On the surface, it isn't. But it's a Zen Buddhist philosophy which promotes not only effort before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water, but also the commitment to the task at hand and learning to thrive and become enlightened while in pursuit of a goal or objective. It may be as meditative as washing dishes is for my wife or preparing a fine meal is for me. It nourishes and feeds the soul as we do. That is the goal. That is the objective. With practice, we awaken our deeper selves to a level of acceptance by doing the work because it is the right thing to do in that moment, not because we have to, not because we have to. Eventually, we will do it because we want to or get to. When we do, we reach a higher state of gratitude. This heightened state of enlightenment and gratitude happens as we do. And as we continue to chop wood and carry water, we may discover even deeper levels of inner calm and serenity because we are not thinking about the buckets we must carry or the wood piles we must build, nor the reasons why we must do each. We don't need to think about why we are doing a thing because we know we need water to drink and wood to cook or stay warm. We do it because it's the right thing to do. And so it is with any task that may seem uncomfortable or inconvenient. We must do them until we learn to see the bigger picture and fully trust that by doing, we become awakened to a deeper meaning. And we will trust that we are right where we need to be as we continue to chop wood and carry water. As we do, we remain grateful that we can. Routines and habits. Every day I have a daily appointment at 6:30 a.m. Write 500 words or for 1 hour. I rarely miss a day, and if I do, I don't beat myself up about it. Our routines become habits. This is nothing new. There are many great books about breaking bad habits and creating good ones. Two of my favorites are Atomic Habits by James Clear and The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. Each author offers stories, insights, and strategies for building better habits and to let go of the ones that don't serve us well. While new information and insights may be helpful to learn, when it comes to routine and habits, knowing a strategy won't change anything. If we want something to change, we must not only learn how to do something different, but we must also do it. That means swallowing our insecurities about failure, success, rejection, and the dreaded imposter syndrome. It means we must risk our ego and pride and ask for help, then help ourselves. Until then, we will continue doing what we've been doing and getting what we get. If you're okay with that, fine. If not, I implore you to find the courage and guts to take a chance on yourself and start practicing some of the many things you've been thinking about and craving for far too long. It's dinner time. The food is on the table. Time to fill your plate and eat. This has been Dare to Be Great, Dare to Be You. My name is Shawn Langwell. Till next time.